Alright, so let's begin with this image. It's out of focus and it's badly cropped, and the exposure is too much. The limes have lost all their color. The juice thing at the back is out of focus. The only thing that's in focus is this glass in the bottom right hand side, which is, in such a bad place for compositionally, if that's the only thing that's going to be focused. And we needed to be really, focused on that and get rid of all that other stuff. And there could have been some really nice stuff happening if we'd have got closer in and looked at that glass more carefully. Or if we'd have looked at the glass at the top left, there's a lovely reflection on the chopping board there. The lighting is would look like it could have been interesting, but it's just so badly focused. This happens this time of the semester, of course. We're all got lots of stuff to do, and so we just have to give priority to some things, and other things fall by the wayside. And I'm guessing that's what happened here. We'll move on, and we got this one, which is equally problematic. The cropping is really terrible. The angle, I don't just make any sense at all. There's no attempt to control the background. There's a half a couch, in the background, and a bit of a couch cushion back there and stuff, which doesn't do anything. That the spoon is cropped off at the top left. The teapot thing, this coffee pot, whatever it is, teapot, hot water thing is on too tight at the top. It's out of focus. We've got bits of carpet showing in the bottom. The angle is horrible. Probably one of the worst pictures I've seen this semester, I think. But there we are. But this one is where we start really getting into, looking at at least some compositional technique, where we're trying to control what it is that we're looking at. We're trying to, arrange it in an interesting way. A more interesting plate would have been nice. It's probably couldn't have found a more boring plate, but there we are. And I would have cleaned up the crumbs from around the outside. That would have been a good idea. And then that would have solved the compositional thing and the look of it, a nice plate, and got rid of the crumbs. But then we had to start playing with lighting, and this is really needed careful lighting, and it didn't get it. It just got some kind of overhead normal lighting or something, and it's a bit disappointing as a result. But they were at least going down the right road. This was about stage 2, really. Stage 1 was where you kind of had an idea. Stage 2 was where you start trying to play with moving the objects, and stage 3 is where you take one of those ideas and then you try and light it really well. And we missed out here in stage 3. And then we come to this one, and it's a nice shot. It's a nice idea. Problem with this, of course, it wasn't enough light, and they didn't control the ISO. They let the camera decide for them. The camera automatically then, I think, chose a ISO that was too high, that had a lot of noise in it. Also, because it wasn't much light, the camera or the phone chose a really wide aperture, which gave a really low depth of field, which meant that everything except for some of the strawberry on the right hand side was in focus, but everything else in the picture was out of focus. There were some lovely ideas in here. There's this lovely reflection that could have been much nicer on a more reflective surface, and there's this little sneaking of light coming in from the left, which would have been much better had it been a bit of a stronger thing. And that could have happened had we lightened the photograph up, but I suspect you couldn't light the photograph up more, in editing, because it was too noisy. So really, this needed to be taken care of in the actual shoot. It needed to have more control of those 3 pillars of exposure. This is a really, really nice idea. The idea of a hot flame with hot peppers. What a clever little idea that is. Again, there's a little bit of an aperture issue here, because it's a little bit too much out of focus in the picture. It's a little bit too dark, and I suspect the same issue there, but it's better. There's less noise in this picture. Has more control over that kind of stuff, and the concept is really good. And I think the lighting, is a really nice idea. It just needed another light in this picture from the left-hand side, and that would have solved the problem, I think. This one moves up to a whole new realm. Now we're into really, really good photography. We've got this lovely light that's hitting that lovely kind of yellowy, milky thing going on in the coffee there. It's highlighting that condensation on the glass. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. That really brings your eye to that one bit. If I was going to critique it or how I would do it better, next time I would shoot the same thing, on a darker surface, a black or a dark brown or a really, really dark navy blue, So I didn't get this denim-y kind of white and blue kind of thing going on, and I would have turned the glass so that we could see that lettering, or I would have edited the lettering out in Photoshop. That lettering on the top left is the worst because that's a piece of a word. We know it's a piece of a word. It really makes us want to read it, but we can't read it. So yeah, that's a problem. But you know, can't take away from it. It's a really nice photograph. And this is super. This is a lovely idea. It's very crisp and clean. I think it needed a bit more time to play with the composition a bit because we had to crop this really tight because there wasn't a lot of interest going on in the background. I can't remember why, but and it needed a bit more glass. So you know, it would have been a really nice long stemmed glass. Would have been really cool. So we had some a little bit more. It didn't feel so cut off. But still, having said that, it's still a really nice idea and a really nice photograph. And kudos to you for capturing it. And yeah, I think you should try a lot more of these, lots of different types, because I think you're onto something here. Yeah, it's lovely. And then there's this. This is a really nice photograph too. I really like it. You know, I really like the story in it. I love the wooden table that it's on. I love the similarities of colors in the table and the walnuts and the pancakes. That whole similarity of color. Maybe a different plate would have been nice. Something not quite so you know, mass produced, something a little bit more organic, ceramic or something would have been, you know, a handmade kind of plate. I don't know, something less manufactured would have been good. But it's still really nice. I really like it. It's a really good shot. There's like a story to this, which I really like, and I love that light coming in from the right hand side, really nicely lit. And the view on this is really nice. She's really got down low and had to look, you know, at a low angle, crouched down to look at this. And that's the kind of thing you need to do. I wish there was like syrup on it or something just dripping. That would have made it just perfect then. Or whipping cream would have looked really great. But there we are. And then this is a lovely idea again. This red on the black, what a nice contrast. And then the red on the white and the white with the black. Oh, just lovely. And just enough showing of the base so that we know that there's, you know, that what it is kind of thing. Had we got rid of that little, the cup part of this, we might not have known exactly what it is. But now we've got a better idea because we can see a little bit of the porcelain cup, which is really good. Yeah, and so I was going to critique this more. I would have cropped a little bit more off the right, and I would have maybe, you know, put all that red stuff down first, and then put the cup on top and put more red on top of it, because we've got a little bit of an empty non-red area just in front of the base of the cup, and that's, you know, a little distracting, and it would have been better if that was more intense, not less intense. But there we are. Good idea, good shot. And then this, I really like this shot. It's nice, it's clean, it's simple, it's focused. I know where I'm supposed to go. Everything is technically good. Everything is lovely. You know, there's lots of detail, which means that, you know, exactly the right aperture was chosen or whatever. It was exactly the right amount of lighting. Everything came together here for a really nice photograph. Yes, well done, mashallah. And then this though, oh god, isn't that nice? That blue fire against that orangey yellow thing for food, whatever there's, onions, potatoes, I don't know what that is, but it looks really pretty. And the smoke and the steam and everything, yes, wow, lovely, 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 lovely. And then this, oh, look at that. Oh my god, how good is that? Look, that white thing just sticking out against all those brown things. Everything is beigey brown except that one thing, that one single thing. An island of difference in a sea of similarity, and I love it. If I was going to change anything in this picture, if I was going to say go back and shoot it again, I would say go back and set up exactly the way you've set it up, but this time use something to hold the eggs in place instead of the bowl that you used. Used glue tack or something, or masking tape, so that you put the eggs exactly the same way, but we didn't have that one line of the bowl going diagonally. Wouldn't that be so much better? But it's still an awesome shot. Well done. And then this, oh, what a nice photograph. That is so nice. The light on it, the water drops on the apple, the cut, you know, everything, the knife still in there. Everything is great. Can I change anything here? Hardly anything. Maybe not see that one finger on the top left corner, but oh, that's such a nice photograph. Well done. And then this, oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. Such a simple, everyday situation, and you know, poof, there it is. It looks gorgeous, it looks sumptuous, it's well composed, the angles are all perfect. She's got right down now, and looked at it, she's controlling the background. There's not all of this, you know, what did we have in the last two? There was like a couch in the background here. We got rid of everything. We're looking at just the thing we're supposed to be looking at, and we're thinking, wow, that's pretty, because we're able to see what it is, and we're able to see how pretty it is. The reflections on that like metal lid there, the pointy lid thing, I don't know what it's called, but isn't that pretty? The thing the date goes in, it's just lovely. Wow. And then this, oh my god, yeah, look at that. That is so pretty. Not just the red stuff in the water, which is drop dead gorgeous, but even when you look at the glass and the stem and all of that, it's just really, really nice. Yeah, mashallah, wow. And then and then this, well, my god, what do you say about this? This is really, 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 really gorgeous. Colors are gorgeous, the capture is gorgeous, the technicalities are perfect. Everything has come together in a great photograph here. The idea of capturing this movement and the colors, wow, what could I say about this? Very little, really. The only thing I could say is I'd like a tiny bit more room, maybe like another 5mm on the left-hand side, and that could be done easily in photo processing. So that handle feels a little tight to the left side, but maybe so it felt a bit more centered, which is, I know, rule of thirds is out the window here, I know. I love that one kind of yellowy green drop that's gone really up towards the right hand side, about 2/3 the way up, boom, up there. Perfect shot, mashallah. And yeah, perfect to all of you. Lovely, well done, mashallah. You did a great job this semester. I'm so happy with what I've seen, and I'm so happy with the photographs that I'm looking at now. Well done, all of you. Have a good summer.